Last time on Pokemon FireRed, someone stole our Sapphire. That was rude of them. So, we're gonna go to 5 Island and stop him from selling it on the black market by punching the black market in the face with our pets.
Destroying the black market before we can even get there.
Alright, oh sorry, 4 Island, not 5 Island. So, our egg is hatching, which finally means that we can have 6 Pokemon in our party again. Jesus. So yeah, here's Togepi.
I always liked Togepi in the anime, but I never use one.
Yeah. I think I used one in Heart Gold, question mark? Alright, so, hey, here's Lorelei. How's it going? Alright, you wanna help us, Lorelei? Because, like, Team Rocket's doing a thing. No? Okay.
I'm jealous of her stuffed animal collection. I want a Slowpoke and a Slowbro stuffed animal.
So anyway, remember when I said I'd have 6 Pokemon in my party again? Surprise, I lied. Because now we have this egg. But we get 2 of our party members back, which is nice. So yeah, it will take some time to hatch, so whole lot of steps before we can get this one.
What's even in this one? I don't remember.
Well, we've got Char and we've got Perry. Alright, and that's all of the daycare we're gonna be seeing.
So it's just a Mankey in this egg. It's not even like
Yeah.
a useful Pokemon to have.
Yeah, because I already have a Mankey. It's Perry. She's doing pretty good for herself. Alright, so now with a proper party. Unfortunately, we're still going to be going to 5 Island by ourselves. We don't have Lorelei to help. Obviously, Hideki's not going to help. He just fucked off back to Kanto. I don't even know why he bothered coming back here. So, thankfully, since I already went down this route, we don't have to bother with any of the trainers up to the warehouse. But we do have to deal with
Yes.
Strong boy, here she is.
Her and then make a ton of walk cycles.
It's a shame that in Pokemon Go I can't ever power up my FireRed because it has 420 power, thus making it the most perfect Pokemon, other than my Litwick, which also has 420 power. However, I do have to evolve that, so, like, eh.
I need to show you the YouTube video that is put into an Ace Attorney case.
I think I saw that, actually.
You may have shared it to me, actually, now that I think about it.
Alright, so with both passwords, we are allowed to enter the Rocket Warehouse. So you have to find both the root, or at least start finding the Ruby and find the Sapphire to have both passwords. Because the Ruby path has those Team Rocket trainers you fought and got the first password from, and we just got the other one from the Sapphire dude. And so we have another Team Rocket grunt with a Houndour. Hey, how's it going?
I mean, I like the idea of a migratory Pokemon being reflected in game mechanics, but it's weird they're only in the post-game.
They're migratory specifically to screw you over.
So where the hell were they when, they weren't going to fit everything in the game? Because there was a version of the game that was complete without Kanto in it. And then they put Kanto in because they had that much room left over. So where were the Houndours?
You might have actually been able to get them at a different time. At a more convenient time, even. But yeah, you will of course see a whole lot of them in enemy teams. Plenty of enemy trainers have Houndours. Oh yeah, and of course, this warehouse has plenty of tile puzzles. This is, in fact, the ultimate tile maze in the game. It's kinda tricky to get through, and I had a lot of takes finding the right route. You do want to find all of the items as well, because there's a particularly good TM here. Unfortunately, we won't get to it yet because there's this dude. And yes, we know it's Team Rocket's warehouse. It says it when we enter Team Rocket's warehouse, that it's Team Rocket's warehouse.
What's weird is I don't really have a problem with TRs, like, at all.
I mean, yeah, but that's because they coexist with reusable TMs, so they're just there to have the really broken moves on them, so you don't just give the broken moves to all your Pokemon.
Yeah.
And also Tri Attack as a TR, and nobody can learn Tri Attack, and I'm bitter.
Yeah. I think the main thing is that it's hard to get a specific TR, but it's really easy to get more TRs, and that's why I like them more. Yeah, the only two Pokemon I've seen learn Tri Attack have been Togekiss and Alchemy for some reason.
Yeah, Alchemy can learn it, and I think I have it on Mint? Question mark? I forget if I removed it.
Thalix can't learn it for some reason.
Yeah, I might have just removed it because, honestly, none of the status effects proc frequently enough for me to actually justify having a normal type move of its damage output on a fairy type Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm still disappointed that Thievul can't learn it because, man, would have been really good after I named my Thievul Lupon Red. Tuma and Umika go unrepresented. Alright, let's psych up Do. The user hypnotizes itself. So yeah, pretty good if your opponent has stat changes that would be beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm. I do appreciate that there's a move that just lets you automatically recreate the musical number. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, so if you know you have an opponent who relies a lot on stat changes, it's good for that. Alright, this should be the TM, yes? Yes, Sludge Bomb, an actually good poison type move. Just a couple of problems. This is, of course, the early TMs, which means you can only use it once, so hope you know exactly what poison Pokemon you want to use. Second off, I don't think there are that many things that are really weak to poison left in the post-game, so we're learning this good-ass, actually damaging poison move. And there's nothing to really use it on, so we're not gonna see it in action.
I mean, yeah, it's just super effective against grass types. And there's only one pure grass type in Gen 1, isn't there?
I think so, because most of them are grass poison. And even, well, post-game does add some more grass types at least, but even still, like,
Yeah,
there's not much left to the post-game.
You could theoretically come across a Blossom.
Like, maybe if your friend is running a team of Sunkerns, okay, there you go. You're good, but...
Not even Sunfloras. Just Sunkirts.
Yeah, if they're using Sunfloras, they might actually have an edge. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I like Fairy type, because Fairy type is really good in of itself. It's a really fun type to use, but also it makes Poison and Steel type so much more fun to use because they have something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think nowadays nowadays Poison type is actually one of my more favorite types to run, just because there's so many really fun poison moves.
Mm-hmm. I think conversely, Fairy types kind of mess with dragons, though.
A little bit, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad dragons aren't, like, on a super high pedestal anymore. I feel like it was kind of inevitable anyway, because, you know, early games, dragons were super rare, you barely ever saw them, and, I don't know, doesn't feel like it's that much fun to have the type if there's like one new Pokemon per game that has it.
Yeah.
Especially if its whole gimmick is, well, it's resistant to like the base special moves, but is also strong against itself.
Yeah. I wish that it was like Dragon type moves were super effective against like Fire, Grass, and Water types. Or that they just had super effectives against anything other than itself. Because they're not the super gods they used to be. They need to actually be balanced, so I'll use them more often. That being said, Dragapult kicks ass.
Oh yeah, Dragapult's good, and I think just generally, Dragon mixing with other types has been really good because it makes for scary combinations. Like, for example, a certain Dragon Steel type in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Hey, here's a Pokemon that explicitly shuts down the Pokemon good against Dragon types. Good luck, nerd.
I hope you brought a fast Ice type, because if it's slow, I'm Iron-heading the fuck out of it.
But yeah, I think just having more varied Dragon types overall really helps Dragon type be a thing. I just feel bad for Dragon Air and its line, though, because it's a little bit basic.
Yeah. That was a fun thing about going back to Let's Go, though, was that Dragonite was easier to find and super useful still.
So, quick note about this particular trainer. We're fighting a Team Rocket admin, so that's a unique title, of course. No new sprites. Interesting thing about this trainer is, I'm not gonna play coy about spoilers or anything, you know, as if it mattered at this point. This is a character who appears in the Gold, Silver, Crystal games. There were 4 Team Rockets admins, or executives, or something like that, in Gold, Silver, Crystal. And you can actually recognize one of their teams, because this is basically the same as it. This admin has a Muck, an Arbok, and a Vileplume. However, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver actually gave those Rocket executives unique sprites and names. This would happen to be executive, or admin rather, Ariana. Again, she gets her own unique sprite in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, even though she's a generic grunt here. There are 3 other executives, of course. 2 of them we're not going to be seeing. There's Executive Proton, who has a like Zubat line and Coughing line, and then there's Petrol, who is interesting because he starts with like a fairly normal Team Rocket team, and then you fight him later and he just has a whole lot of coughings and a wheezing. So he's just gonna self-destruct the hell out of your team, I guess.
I always completely forget about the Rocket admins. It's just a really weird blank space in my memory. I don't remember finding them in the original. I don't remember finding them in the remake. I always forget they exist until somebody tells me. And also, what the fuck are these names? Ariana, Proton, and Petrol?
Yep.
And I missed one. What was the 4th one?
I'll mention him in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't blame you, especially in the original, because since they didn't have names or unique portraits, you had to rely entirely on their unique names and the fact that they were the boss of a particular area. But even then, it didn't help that much.
I think they may have been more prominent in Pokemon Stadium 2. I don't think they had unique portraits. They might have, though.
Oh, and Ariane is actually helping us. Well, I don't know why she appears in the second game, since she, learned her lesson here. So we'll take her up on that and heal up, and then fight this guy. Excuse me, child, but we're not owned. Let me show you just how not owned we are.
Scary and angry as all can be. Jesus.
So yes, this is Admin Archer.
Why did Ariana get the only real... I get the theming, kind of, AAPP.
App. Or really, considering the order you fight them in. Pa.
I was hoping it was Alpha.
No, in the games, it's Proton, then Petrol, then Ariana, then Archer. Team Pa.
Mm-hmm. Also, every time you say Proton, I keep thinking you're gonna say Proton John.
I can't believe Proton John has gotten into illegal Pokemon smuggling.
This Pokemon team includes Kermit for some reason.
Come to think of it, why does Proton use a male grunt sprite?
Yeah, it should be Rosalina.
Where are the titties on this Team Rocket sprite?
I was going through some of his old videos and I found the stream where that started, and there's no precedent, there's no setup. Just a bunch of people independently of each other started drawing God as Rosalina, specifically with gigantic groups.
Okay, so you at least have the context for that then. I didn't see those streams. That just started happening on my Twitter timeline. And it's continued to this very day. And look, I'm not gonna complain, I'm just confused.
I mean, what context do I have?
Rosalina with titty, I guess.
But, like, he wasn't even playing Super Mario Galaxy, he was playing Bangai-O. And then all of a sudden his co-comment was just like, John, have you checked Twitter lately? Just burst out laughing. Why is this happening? Why are people drawing this?
So anyway, that's Archer's Houndoom.
Yes.
Oh, hey Archer, you're like, I guess the current leader of Team Rocket or whatever, but I don't care.
Let's Go actually added a scene with Archer.
Oh, nice.
Talking to Giovanni. It's really surreal, because Giovanni calls him Archer, but his name is still listed as question mark, until Archer tells his name to you, the character player. And
yeah, that is weird.
I think Giovanni does the same thing. Where, like, after Archer's name is revealed, he calls Giovanni Giovanni. And then Giovanni speaks and he still has the question mark name tag.
So Archer's not ready to give up. He's gonna find Giovanni one day. But I don't think we had to care about that. So what is he working on? The influence of magnetic waves on Pokemon. Ah well, I'm just a child. I don't get it. Whatever. Can't be important.
I'm 10, what is this?
So, we fought through Team Rocket, but we do have one last battle. It's the
You!
jerk. That's the bitch.
Who stole my Sapphire? You!
How dare you? I happen to like shiny gems. Gideon.
Oh god. I'll be making my Gravity Falls references after all.
It's between that and Scott Pilgrim.
I never read Scott Pilgrim, and now I don't know if I ever will.
Well, I mean, I guess currently with what you can legally access, it's the most worthwhile Scott Pilgrim thing to observe. The game ruled, but like, fuck you if you want to play that.
I'm like vaguely aware of the premise of Scott Pilgrim. And I know that Scott's a dick, like,
Yeah.
on purpose. He's written that way. It's not like every nerdy self-insert where the main character is an unlikable douchebag and the writer has no idea.
Yeah, like, it's been a while since I've read them, but I remember them being pretty good, and also, like, really casually queer, which is nice.
Okay, yeah, that helps. That takes a load off my mind.
Scott is, like, one of the only straight people in his friend group.
Maybe I will read it. Bizarrely enough, there was an attempt online to do an audiobook version of them, and Scott was voiced by Proton John.
This video is weirdly coming full circle, I guess? Question mark?
At this point, I'm expecting Proton John to manifest in this call. Stop fucking talking about me behind my back.
Look, John is just an internet ghost. He will find you.
The ghost of the Proton John that was super popular still haunts the internet.
Oh god, it's 18-year-old John, no!
It's weird how prominent John used to be.
And still is, to be fair. Just, you know, on Twitch instead of YouTube.
Pretty popular streamer, but he's not like the guy anymore. Streaming doesn't really have the guy anymore. And neither do Let's Plays, really. It's all so decentralized now.
Though, considering some of the more prominent YouTubers, maybe it's good that there isn't the guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I cut this a little bit, but after a later event, this guy will have new dialogue. That's a weird non sequitur. So apparently Giovanni has a kid with red hair. Oh well. Let's get going. So anyway, yeah, where were we? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Proton John. Yeah, YouTube feels weirdly cyclical now that I think about it, because I remember way back, there were a ton of, like, Let's Play channels that only had, like, 3 or 4 videos on them or whatever. And now it feels like everyone's trying to be a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants a fan base. There aren't...
Joke's on them, I don't have a personality or a fan base.
Honey, no! I was just gonna say, it feels harder to just find, like, 10 minutes of gameplay of this game that I like. Or if I just want to watch somebody struggle with, I don't know, Dynasty Warriors for 30 minutes.
Alright, so we can finally give Celio the Sapphire, and yes, we've gone through so much to get this. So, we've heard a whole lot about these two gems working in tandem. What do they give us? They link up with Lynette's. Lynette is the Pokemaniac of the Hoenn region, which means if you wanted to trade with someone using Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald, you can finally trade with them. Oh. So yeah, really weird that part of the post-game is dedicated to giving the player functionality and being able to trade with one of the other games that isn't just Leaf Green.
God, I feel like the euphoria of finding out that content was actually in Gold and Silver is something that Game Freak has been trying to chase ever since.
Yeah.
They keep wanting to have a post game that means something and is cool, but it never works out.
By the way, did you know Hoenn exists? Yeah, and I can't fucking get, I don't know, Electrike? I want an Electrike, but you wouldn't let me have one.